What is happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Just doing good, you feel me? So I'm going to be showing you guys how to do catalytic converter change on a 8th gen Honda Civic hybrid. It's 2006 through 2011. First thing you're going to want to do is remove your coils here. Just 10 millimeter nut on top there. Unclip the clips and then get those out of the way. I'm debating whether or not I need to remove this guy or just to push out the way at least. You're going to want to remove your upper and lower O2 sensor. You're going to need a special tool for that, of course. If you don't know, now you know. You got to get one of these open socket G-tangs. And then you're going to want to remove both those while the cat's still in the car, especially if you've never removed your O2 sensors before. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove my air box just because it makes it a little easier to get to everything in terms of the O2 sensor down there. It's really quick. And then there's going to be two bolts holding on the cat to the downstream pipe right there, and then we'll talk about the heat shield here. It's just a bunch of 10s you're going to want to pop off, and I'm not going to show you a lot of the work because it's pretty straightforward, but I will focus mainly on the replacement of the cat. And I always like to just disconnect my battery when I'm doing stuff. If I do end up having to disconnect this part right here, you're gonna have to go in the back and flip the switch on the battery panel in the back to make sure that this is dead. So removing the air box here frees up space so you can go and get to the O2 sensor plug a little easier. So the first heat shield we're going to take off is this one. So now it looks like we got to take off the other heat shield bolts. They all appear to be 10 millimeters. You get two. Looks like you can get to damn near all of them from above. Alright, so it looks like these heat shields are two pieces. The lower one kind of straddles or cradles the cat. 2, 4, 6 bolts. If you can't see them, just feel around for them, get your socket on there. And just real quick, I want to show you this. This is a cause for concern. This catalytic converter is nowhere near the same size and width as the OEM one. This doesn't clamp onto it. It fits all the way up to here, where this piece just shouldn't be that high up. It definitely doesn't look like it's interchangeable right now. I'm going to go ahead and get a tape measure. Alright, so from top to bottom here we are at a little over a foot. And a little over a foot. Alright, so I just bent this out of the way. Got a little breaker bar in here, 12 millimeter. And we'll just put a little bit of PB blaster on there too. And I'm actually going to go ahead and disconnect the downpipe now. And then I'll finish taking off the nuts at the top there. I'm going to just kind of put these parts up together. Just make sure that it looks like they're gonna line up. It looks pretty close, so I think we should be okay. There you go. So you got the spring-loaded bolts on both sides. Those look like they're gonna be like 12s or something, and then the ones over here, the nuts are 14s. So I just used like a foot-long extension to get those guys out, and then after that you just take off the hanger from, and then you should be able to just kind of pull that out. Okay. And it looks like we have one more mystery bolt right there. Looks like that's going to be a 14. A little side by side. These things line up pretty well. The only thing that's way off is the hanger. We'll get to that when we get to it. So we'll finish taking off the primary cat now. Alright, so we're able to get all 4 of these nuts loose. So we're able to get the cat out now. And the only other video I could find for Civic Hybrids 8th gen doing this job here, all the comments were like, how did you get it out? And I forgot to mention this part in the beginning of the video, just because it was already off from when I was doing the valve adjustment. You're gonna have to take off the cowl here, and there's a metal, like a sheet metal frame that slides in over here as well. It's held on by a few 10s and 12s. When you get to it, you'll be able to get to it, but this makes working inside this engine bay possible, because without removing this, your limited space is like this, probably even more, probably like out to here. Like, you really don't have a lot of space. This is a really poorly designed, in my opinion, but that's how you can get to the cat. And I'm pretty sure the cat will be able to just pull right on out of here from the top. Using a multi-angle ratchet will help here too, with the limited space. But I was able to break everything loose here, so we'll just pop back in when we're getting this thing on. So the top 2 are nuts and the bottom 2 are actually going to be bolts, but they're all 12 millimeter. So let's see if we can get this thing taken out of and see what the big confusion was. Alright, so that is kind of a pain in the ass just to get off of there, but if you see that brace right down there underneath that bolt, that stud right there sticking out right there, that is connected to the block, and that's also connected to the catalytic converter. That's that 14, that mystery 14. If you rewind the video, the mystery 14 connects to that brace, and that brace should definitely come out. But I don't see any way to get this thing out from the underside, and so I'm going to try to pull it up. I see this little pocket right here, and that's the only way that this thing can come out, so I'm going to try to get it out through there. And I could guarantee the reason that guy didn't film this is because he had to figure it out. Is there a twist it on out. It's not as hard as it seemed to be. Let's get this freaking totally rounded off bolt off of there and see if we can reuse this heat shield. So you can see that bracket clear now. So that should just come off, I believe. I'm gonna say it's a 14 on the catalytic converter, 12, if I had to guess, connected to the block. It looks like this should line up. So that's a good start. Gonna go ahead and remove the old gasket. All right, so I'm giving up on the heat shield for now. It's too late for me to grind it away, and that's the only way that's coming off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going here. This catalytic converter, as you can see, just slides right down in there. No problem there. And we'll get the 12mm nuts on there. So we got those 2 nuts on top, the 2 bolts on the bottom. So far, satisfied with the fitment of this thing. This whole process should only take you about 2 to 3 hours max. I'm at like hour number 1.5, 2, just because of that damn heat shield thing, and I was stubborn, really wanted to get that put on properly. Torque specifications, just make sure that stuff's on there tight. I can't say that these bolts and nuts were on here that tight. Use good judgment. So I'll come back when this is all done. Alright, so I don't know how I did it, but I managed to make this work. I don't know if it's gonna work. I just know that I put everything back together again, and it was a bitch and a half. But we're gonna see if we have a exhaust leak or not. Let's see, do I need to be sitting in the car? Alright. It's nice and quiet. Off to a good start there. It smells like the catalytic converter is doing its job. So, or at least trying to. It's a million times better exhaust smell than it was. So, stoked there. I'm not gonna. It's almost 3 a.m. I'm not gonna play musical cars tonight. Alright, so the car's been idling for a while. I'm gonna go ahead and do a visual smoke check. So the car's a lot quieter, but that was probably partly to do with, or had to do with the exhaust leak in the middle where the nut fell off. But yeah, there's no smoke, I think, so far. I can say that. And hopefully I can get back to driving this car around and going on trips and whatnot. So that's So that's where I'm going to end the video. It's a bummer half of this this kit didn't fit. I'm sure if I, you know, cut and like welded it, it'd be fine. So I am gonna, you know, obviously I'm gonna keep it because I paid for it, but as of right now, that's where I'm gonna call like the swapping out the cat video, and we'll focus back on the cars that matter again starting this week. So stay tuned for that, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out here.